Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So this is a really, such a delicious story. So Trump appears to have actually convinced himself that he won the election. Aides are now saying that at one point, Trump knew he didn't really win, but he kept pretending and playing this game and keeping up the fight. But now they're saying that he's been fed so much BS by Giuliani and Jenna Ellis and others that he actually is starting to think that and believe his own lies that the election was stolen from him. And so now he's saying he may not leave. He may not get out of the White House and leave by the inauguration date. And this is typical. This is so typical because this is what good liars do. Even though they're saying they think that he won't follow through on not leaving, they think that he's now convinced himself, or others have convinced him, that he really did win and that this really was stolen from him. Some of these people are saying he's been fed so much misinformation that I think he actually thinks this thing was stolen from him. But this is what good liars do. They convince themselves because then they can sell it easier. They can make others around them believe it because they seem so sincere, and truly they are, because they've convinced themselves. I've seen this though. I've been around people like this. I've worked with people like this. I have family members like this. They convince themselves of things that don't exist, that are just not reality. And to anyone else who doesn't know them, you think, well, gosh, they're so sincere. They seem like they're telling the truth. I couldn't lie like that. I couldn't make up such a bold-faced lie. This person can't be lying to me. But this is Trump's MO. Anybody who's read Michael Cohen's book knows that this is the way he operates. For example, there's one story that Michael Cohen tells, which I think really sums up perfectly who Donald Trump is. His insecurity, his need to try and impress people and try to be something that he's not, to lie about it, and then to even convince himself and pretend that it's real, even to himself, to soothe his own bruised ego. So there was some news outlet that was running an online poll, and they allowed the public to vote for who the most influential business person was, I believe, that year or in the last decade or something to that effect. I don't remember all the exact details of the poll. But in any case, Trump was down at the bottom. I think it was about 200 or 300 people on the poll that you could choose from. And Trump was coming in way down at the bottom. And it just enraged him. He went off the deep end about it. So he called Michael Cohen in, told him, what can we do about this? Have you seen this? He was just pissed. So Cohen tells him, yeah, I know someone who can help. They hire this guy and a team of people, and this guy goes and purchases IP addresses, thousands of IP addresses. And there were a certain number of days left in which the public could vote on this poll. So they had a team working round the clock, basically, to vote in this poll, to cast phony votes. They used the IP addresses, so it couldn't be traced back to Trump, and they cast phony votes, all for Trump. And to make it realistic, Trump wanted to be number one, but they said, no. They talked him out of it and said, that's not going to seem realistic. How about if we just get you at least into the top 10? So literally these guys worked for however long they had, days or weeks. They get him into the top 10. Not only did Trump stiff them on the bill, so typical, but he started bragging about it. The publication came out. It showed that Trump was like number 9 or 10 on the list or whatever. And Trump is showing everybody the article. He's bragging about it on the phone. He's making all these calls to people he knows and say, hey, did you see this poll? Blah, blah, blah. And Michael Cohen said the longer it went on, the more it appeared that Trump actually believed it. Like Michael Cohen started to question, does he remember? Does he not know that we did this, that we literally manufactured and manipulated it to get him into that top 10? I mean, the guy loses touch with reality. So this is his typical MO. I wouldn't be surprised by anything he does. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves at Christmas and doesn't come back. I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed and refused to get out before inauguration for Biden. I wouldn't be surprised if he calls for the Insurrection Act. I wouldn't be surprised if he calls in the military to literally perform a violent coup. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching and listening. Please like, share with your friends, subscribe, and I'll talk with you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.